I hate to call a cease to all the fellowship and visiting, but it is 5 o'clock, and we need to find our seats so that I can call the meeting to order. A lot of excitement in the room tonight. I love that. The Tuesday, December 12th, 2023 School Board meeting of St. Lucie County, the regular meeting is now called to order. Welcome to all of you that are here. I know everybody has a million things going on with the holidays approaching, but look at tonight as an opportunity to hear from some of our students and the presentation that they have for us and to help get us and keep us in the holiday spirit. If you would please first stand with me for the pledge. Now for the Treasure Hunter Pledge. As an adult and a treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talents, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Thank you. You may be seated. It is a real pleasure to welcome Allapattah Flats students with us tonight, under the direction of Dr. Karen Crocco, and it's so good to see you, Dr. Crocco. We'll give them a minute to get themselves situated. While she's doing that, though, I would also like to take this opportunity to ask Ms. Rodriguez to stand, the proud principal of Allapattah Flats, and thank you for being here tonight. Any parents, family members, staff members, would you please stand so that we can acknowledge you and thank you profusely for bringing your children here this evening? Thank you so much. Mr. Superintendent, we will move to our special orders of business.
At this time, I'd like to bring forward our Chief Communications Officer, Ms. Lydia Martin. I almost called you Hillary. Lydia Martin.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, Superintendent Dr. Prince. At this time, I'd like to invite Heather Rowland, Executive Director of Student Services and Exceptional Student Education, to the podium to share with you about our 2022-2023 model schools.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Prince. This evening we have the honor of recognizing 9 St. Lucie Public Schools as positive behavior intervention and support model schools. To achieve model school status, each school must meet rigorous criteria that has been outlined and established by the University of South Florida. Schools must provide evidence of implementing positive behavioral supports and interventions at all levels, reducing discipline referrals and in-school and out-of-school suspensions, and ensuring equitable outcomes for all students. This evening, we are pleased to share with you that 2 schools achieved gold status, 5 schools achieved silver status, and 2 schools achieved bronze. In addition to receiving plaques this evening, each school will receive additional funds to purchase items to support their PBIS project. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our district support team, Esther Rivera, Director of Student Services, Amber Minarchuk, Administrator on Assignment, and PBIS Team Lead, Mrs. Catherine Hedke. Now, we would like to invite our school administrators and designees to come forward to receive their awards. Bayshore Elementary, Floresta Elementary, Fairlawn Elementary, Palm Point K-8, Morningside Elementary, Mariposa Elementary, Windmill Point Elementary, and Somerset at St. Lucie, and Mosaic. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You've worked very hard to achieve this status.
Congratulations to all of our PBIS model schools. At this time, I'd like to have Esther Rivera, Director of Student Services, to come forward, who will share information about the AIM for 100 initiative.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. Every minute of a school day that students attend has a direct correlation with their academic achievement, personal development, and overall wellness. St. Lucie Public Schools strategically task schools with improving overall daily attendance. In alignment with this goal, the Departments of Communications, Teaching and Learning, as well as ESE and Student Services have developed an initiative titled AIM for 100, where certain days of the school year are selected to showcase schools who have made a statistical difference in their students' daily attendance. Schools have truly been instrumental in this attendance campaign by creating and implementing purposeful efforts to encourage and increase student attendance. The district's attendance team would like to recognize the following schools who had the highest attendance on our November AIM for 100 campaign: Fairlawn Elementary, Mariposa Elementary, Palm Point K-8, Samuel S. Gaines K-8, and Westgate K-8. Congratulations.
All right, at this time, we're going to move into our Star Awards, and the first recipient is Leslie Godfrey, who is a technical support specialist in information technology support. Is Leslie here? All right, awesome. Here she is. She is coming forward. Congratulations. Leslie was nominated by Claudia Aguilar from Francis K. Sweet Elementary, stating, "I'd like to nominate Miss Godfrey for the upcoming Star Award. She is always willing to go above and beyond at FK Sweet. Even though she has other schools to serve, she does not stop her from going the extra mile. She always gets the job done, and the ticket issues are resolved very quickly. Thank you for all your hard work, Miss Godfrey." So congratulations. All right, congratulations. Next, we have Mikael Solomon, a certified school counselor from Weatherby. She can come forward. Ms. Solomon was nominated by Rebecca Benton and Ms. Dijon Jackson, who's right here. She is a shining star. She's not only a caring counselor in her school community, parent engagement liaison, and a committed educator, but she's also an advocate and interpreter for St. Lucie County's migrant families. Recently, she attended a migrant night, helping families access resources for support, speaking in both Spanish and Haitian Creole. The night was scheduled to end at 8 p.m., but she stayed until the very last parent had her questions answered. Most recently, Ms. Solomon shared her talents by reading and participating in our TV show Families Matter, where she voiced the book Amigo, allowing families to listen to the commissioner's book in both Spanish and Haitian Creole. Her commitment to families in St. Lucie County is unsurpassed, and we are fortunate to have dedicated educators like Ms. Solomon, always willing to make a difference in the lives of every student she encounters. Congratulations. Oh. Congratulations. Our next star award actually goes to this amazing trio: Lewis Hinton, Program Specialist; Blondine Newman, Job Coach; Chanel Mons, Job Coach, and these were all nominated by Mary Hofstetter, Director of Early Childhood Education. And here they are coming forward. Many of you probably recognize these individuals. These are the brainchild behind the Coffee Perks coffee cart that you see here in the district office, among other places in the county. They're responsible for coordinating and supporting the students and teachers who make the Coffee Perks program thrive here at the district office and throughout the community. The opportunity they provide gives students real-world experience in customer service, making change, and running a business. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations. Do we have any of the students that work in the Coffee Perks here this evening? Okay. Okay, congratulations. And Madam Chair, if you'll allow me, I'd like to go off script for just a moment. We have one other star award we'd like to acknowledge, and that is for our very own superintendent, who was recognized recently as a 2023 Star Superintendent of the Year. Congratulations, Dr. John R. Prince. This was awarded from the Consortium of Florida Education Foundations, and the criteria for this selection was a superintendent who displays community activism on behalf of the Education Foundation, is able to communicate the purpose and programs of the Education Foundation, has active participation in the Foundation's activities, and demonstrates skills and ability to provide leadership on behalf of the Education Foundation. We are very proud of our superintendent, and congratulations on our star superintendent. And that concludes our special orders for this evening. I'll have it for him after the meeting.
All right, we'll move on to our next item of business, and that is the ESOL report. Anyone here from ESOL tonight? Well, we extend our wishes to Mr. Freeland. I know he's got some upcoming medical things, and we wish him the best and a very speedy recovery. CWA, I do see representatives. Welcome, it's good to have you here.
Good to be here. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Board Member, and Dr. Prince. I'm here you all know that Rick Paulette retired, so I'm here to introduce Dylan Orn is our president, and he can say the word.
A
pleasure to
warm
be here.
welcome to you.
Thank you. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. I've had the opportunity to work with some of your administrators on the contract we just ratified. And I'd just like to say that, you know, when labor and management work together, there's no issue we can't resolve. So thanks for having me here tonight, and Merry Christmas to you all.
And to you, feel free to join us second Tuesday every month. And our St. Lucie Public Schools Youth Advisory Council, welcome to the podium.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chair, board members, and Dr. Prince. The December meeting of the Youth Advisory Council took place last Monday and was hosted by Mosaic Digital Academy at Allapattah Flats. We discussed the results of the recent climate surveys, and Mosaic was proud to report that their results landed on top for student satisfaction. Mosaic hopes to continue this trend through increased student involvement via student government-sponsored social events. Winter sports are in full swing at our local high schools. Fort Pierce Central is working to pump up the excitement surrounding all winter sports like basketball. Each grade level is planning a special event throughout the season with hopes to increase student participation and support. Treasure Coast High School's JROTC has been busy with parades. They participated in the community's Christmas parade last week, and they are now planning for their entry for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade in January. In other JROTC news, Port St. Lucie High School's Raiders team placed 5th out of 85 qualifying teams at state level this month. Go Jags. They also helped prepare and serve 2,000 Thanksgiving meals to families in need. Meanwhile, this year's winter musical Footloose experienced the fastest ticket sellout in program history. As of today, all 6,000 tickets have been sold out in 6 short weeks. I hope you guys got yours. But if you didn't, you can come see Annie in the summer. Lincoln Park Academy launched a new campus spirit shop where students can purchase LPA swag. This will give students who volunteer in the shop an opportunity to learn marketing and business management, while its customers will have access to the hottest Greyhound merch in town. On behalf of the Youth Advisory Council, I would like to wish everyone a happy and safe winter break, and I hope Santa brings you everything on your list.
Thank you, Shelby. Board members will now move to the consent agenda portion. I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. And let the record reflect that the vote is 4-0. Dr. Mills is absent tonight. Mr. Superintendent, we'll receive your recommendation.
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Thank you. Board members, we have the recommendation.
So moved.
Thank you so much. Any discussion? Okay. We then will move, were there any items that anyone wished to pull for discussion? We'll move then to our informational reports, just to bring them to your attention. Board members, they're all in there, and of course, in board docs, you can read them in much more detail. Mr. Superintendent, I'm not going to forget you this month. It's time for your report.
Thank you. I did things a little bit differently. I normally don't do this, but because it is the holidays, I just wanted to share a couple of good things and good news. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Crocco. I know the Allapattah Flat students left, but there's something heartwarming about holiday music at this time of year with the decorations, and you'll notice if you walk around our district office, every department has decorated. We have a little competition, and all of our departments are well represented. I also wanted to mention last week, all of our employees received a bonus of $1,421.46, which came to, for most employees, a little over $1,000. The $1,400 was gross. And our CWA, which was represented by our folks today, they received their retro pay and also their pay raises in their current paychecks. The easel, which represents teachers, basically, they'll be getting their retro in January, and also they'll see those pay raises as well. It was a priority of the board to make sure that the bonus was paid prior to the holidays so that all employees would have that little something in their pocket prior to the holiday season. So I really want, I can only speak for myself because it's a board meeting and they'll speak for themselves. But I want to thank all of our employees for everything that you do to make school the best part of every child's day. I did have something very exciting over the weekend, which was the PAL program, which is St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department. It's the Police Athletic League. And believe it or not, they actually lent me that vehicle on the left and trusted me to get it to where it needed to be in one piece. I was able to serve as the Grand Marshal. It was really hard to maintain a 35-mile-an-hour. They told me don't go faster than this, but behind me was about 2,000 motorcycles, and you can see the photo on the right where all of the toys collected for students and children of St. Lucie County to try to make sure their holidays were special. I wanted to thank our new Sheriff Pearson, and also Diane Hobley-Burney, the Chief of Fort Pierce, and also Rich Del Toro, the Police Chief of Port St. Lucie, because all of this, they worked together to make this happen. And also our biker community. I never realized how many people owned a motorcycle on the Treasure Coast. We had over 1,500. It was just a crazy scene. I also wanted to share real quick with the Mets. Very interesting point is the Mets have the most recognizable brand in our community. Everybody knows the Mets. Spring training, it's a very recognizable brand. And we've tried to strengthen our partnership with the Mets because we're two very large organizations, and the Mets do a lot for St. Lucie County, and we want to make sure that we have a strong partnership with the Mets. In fact, we have such a strong partnership that they actually hosted our district leader and principal social on Saturday night, which was sponsored by Electronica, which I believe does wiring with our IT program. But they're just such a great partner. And speaking of great partners, and I'm getting somewhere with this, one of the also most recognizable folks in our community, it was interesting, in 2022, the last year he was here, they did a poll, and he was one of the most recognizable leaders in our county and also one of our most trusted based on polling data, and that was Mr. Gent. This photo was taken. I had asked him to attend our principal leadership social, and he's mentoring many of our principals and also part of my executive leadership team. Over 40-plus years of experience. He's truly a legend in our county. He's a friend to us. He's a mentor to me, and I can't hesitate how many times that I don't pick up the phone to call him whenever I have challenges as superintendent, because he's been there and done that. As a result, though, of all he's done in St. Lucie County, I'll be nominating him for a Champions for Children, the Hall of Champion nominee. For that, he will be my nominee for the district and the Ed Foundation, because he truly has been a champion for St. Lucie County. And I also wanted to mention, too, Mr. Gent arrived in 2015, which is the timing of when I arrived as the deputy superintendent, and school grades were released the other day, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But this district truly has become a destination district, and I believe even one of our board members, Mrs. Richardson, I think, said in August that a lot of our success was attributable to his vision and his goal, and that is something that I've certainly carried forward. I also wanted to mention that our school and district grades were released. It's a little bit different how the grades, we were transitioning from one assessment to another. Whenever you have a transition from one assessment to another, there's a norming process, and they release what are called baseline grades. I don't take too much stock in the baseline grades simply because it does not include learning gains, and that's really half of the formula. And why are learning gains so important is because having a proficiency-only model tends to benefit more affluent areas, because affluence is directly correlated with proficiency. Learning gains is where we really make our mark, is getting kids to where they need to be over time. But this one graph shows you how far we've come in the last 8 years. So in 2015, when the state went from the FCAT to the FSA, they released a proficiency-only baseline grade for all of the districts. In 2015, under that system, we were 44th in the state out of 67 counties, and now we're 29th with that baseline status. That just shows the quality of the instruction and how our instruction truly has, and the experience for our kids has truly improved over time. I'm very, very excited with the performance of all of our schools, because great things are happening in all of our schools. But I did want to highlight our A-rated schools in our community: Fairlawn, LPA, Morningside, Mosaic, Palm Point. The reason I put an asterisk next to Manatee is Manatee earned an A rating, and that was the first time in a long time, so they have a lot to celebrate. We had a large number of schools, I think almost 30 schools, increased with their percentage of points. That just shows how solid of a year they truly had. I also wanted to share with our board meeting members as well, and the public, graduation rate will be coming out in the next few weeks. And we are predicting our graduation rate will increase, which statewide, we will be an outlier, because in 2023, that graduating class, they actually raised the bar for students to graduate, making it more difficult, not less difficult, for children to graduate. And despite those circumstances, our high schools actually graduated seniors at a higher rate because of the efforts that our teachers and our staffs do to try to make sure every kid crosses that finish line. So I'm very, very proud. And you can see the trend line. The orange is the state of Florida, and the blue is St. Lucie County Public Schools. And we anticipate our graduation rate will be in the top 5 or top 10 in the state when those scores come out. I'm very proud of the work that we've done. Board members, I wanted to invite you. Our theme is a Merry Grinchmas. Okay, I'm going to say we're having that in good fun. We are certainly not Grinches, but we will have some special surprises, I understand. Who knows what could happen? But I would, ask our board members, you're definitely invited to attend. We always have a great time, and this is our district office luncheon, and that is next week at 11:30, and it will be right here in this room. I would be remiss. We are closing out 2023, and we're welcoming 2024, and I can't think of a better way to welcome it than MLK Month. Board members, you have this flyer. It's not really a flyer, but it's a foldie. It shows all the events for MLK Month. We sponsor many of these, and we also print all of these to get public participation. But I would encourage you, if you have time, to go to some of these events. I will be at many of them, and it really, the theme this year is Dream, Believe, Achieve, and I think that's what we're all about here in St. Lucie County. The last thing I'm going to add before I close my remarks is this is the time, the holidays, where you bring people together and you celebrate each other. Celebrate your family, celebrate your friends, celebrate people that aren't your friends. Make new friends. In fact, people you don't like, give them a hug. The bottom line is this. Thank you, Troy, Mr. Ingersoll. The bottom line is this. This is a very special time of the year. It's when memories are made, and I would ask you to please be safe if you're traveling. Enjoy your time away. If you're one of our St. Lucie County Public Schools employees, enjoy your time away. Get away. This place is not going anywhere, especially my leadership team. It's going to be here when you come back. May God bless you all, and please return safely in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Mr. Attorney, do you have a report for us tonight?
Only wishing everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year.
And to you as well.
Thank you.
Move now to our board member reports. We do have one action item to receive any input on. Typically, our statute says that if a board member travels out beyond the county lines and their travel exceeds $500, then we need to have a forum for the community to offer input to that. This event that is on here now will not cost the district anything. I will be traveling to Tallahassee for the legislative days for the Florida School Board Association, and I do serve on that board, so my travel will be covered by the state association. But in the effort of transparency, whenever one of us is going off and representing the district, we just like everyone to know about it. So, board members, this really does not require an action item because there is no finance impact to the district. And I'll look forward to, actually we'll have another board meeting before I go, but I'll look forward to bringing back hopefully good news from Tallahassee. So we'll move to our individual board member reports now. And Mr. Kelly, I'm going to begin with you tonight.
I really enjoyed our Ellapata Flats Gators singing group. Pretty good harmony for the age there. They're very, very good. And hats off to Treasure Coast Titans. They had another great football year. We missed that game. We should have went to that one. And other than that, there is one ominous note I want to bring to you. We talked about on the TPO the other day, and I won't be here in another year and a half or so. And I don't know with anybody else, but I've had quite a few people offer their opinions, and they are in total disagreement with the later start of schools, an hour and a half later. And in many ways, I'm sure you've all heard something, but I think, again, I won't be here. You'll handle it, but it's a storm coming up, and I can see many, many reasons why it's not going to work out, so without bringing them up. And other than that, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Mrs. Richardson?
Thank you, Madam Chairs. Merry Christmas, and but this is a board's meeting, so even though we are in the holiday spirit, there are some things that I would like to cover at this time, at this board meeting. So good evening, everyone. Let me preface my comments with some opening statements. I'm going to ask the attorney, Mr. Torcivio, to correct me if I'm saying anything in my comments that does not line up with the state statute. This is a board meeting, and we are gathered here to conduct the business of the school district. As a board member, I work for and have a responsibility to the taxpayers and residents of St. Lucie County. As such, I'm reporting to you, and when making my vote, it is through your eyes, and I'm talking to all residents right now. I apologize ahead of time to our residents or to anybody if I bore anyone or I'm being too long-winded. However, I'm going to take my time in reading what I've written to our physical and our viewing audience. Over the last couple of weeks, you have communicated with me, and I've had questions, and most of them are in the same vein. So I decided that tonight would be the right venue to answer some questions and concerns in my comments. Your question is, when do we give the superintendent direction? A lot of people don't even know when we give the superintendent direction, and I was very surprised at that. So my answer to you is, we just did in the consent agenda, which is set by the superintendent and the chairperson. We pay bills, make purchases, hire, fire, build schools, etc. It is short, sweet, and to the point. Just so you know, with the exception of this board meeting tonight, I have been meeting with the superintendent and his executive staff to go over the agenda before the meeting with any questions or concerns I may have regarding the agenda. I get them answered at that time, and then I give my one vote to either approve or disapprove the agenda items. I was asked recently when the school grades were going to be released. I'm happy to say that they were released yesterday, as the superintendent just mentioned in his comments, and the district remains a beam. I celebrate this. I applaud our teachers, our educators, who have been able to maintain under the challenges placed before them. Thank you to our bus drivers, food service professionals, or paraprofessionals, or office staff, or resource officers, or maintenance department, and if I miss your department, I thank you as well. It takes a village to raise a child. Thank you for being that village. This being said, I looked at Jackson County, one of the poorest counties in the state. They have a B district. Then I looked at Miami-Dade, a county similar in demographic to St. Lucie County in terms of the schoolhouse being filled with children whose parents are poor because rich people don't send their children to public school, and they're an A district. Here's my concern. It's our reading scores. I will give examples of relatable districts to me. I mentioned Miami-Dade. In 2023, which is the scores that were just released, their reading score is 58%. This means that of the students that were tested, 58% of them are reading on or above grade level. Martin County, 51% are reading on or at grade level. Indian River County, 52% of the students tested are reading at or above grade level. Palm Beach County, 52%. Okeechobee, 39%. And remember Jackson County, one of the poorest counties in the state that I just mentioned? Well, 51% of the students tested are reading at or above grade level. St. Lucie County, 46% out of the students tested are reading at or above grade level. These figures are coming straight from DOE website and were released yesterday. Our core business is teaching and learning. In reading and math, we are lagging. This is a data-driven district, and I am reading the data. The district cites mitigating factors such as absenteeism, but recent studies shows that kids, they're absent because sometimes they're just not interested in the subject matter and relevance. Reading is fundamental part of learning. It is a fundamental part of learning. Yes, you can pass math without having a full grasp on reading because it is repetitive and banned, and you have to grasp the concept. You have to grasp a concept. However, we are not doing so well in that area either. Looking at the data provided by the DOE, it tells me that 54% out of almost 25,000 students tested in third grade or third through 10th grade that took the reading test, approximately 13,500 students are not reading at grade level. This is very, very concerning to me. Yes, I understand that it's a new test, but other districts increased or maintained. St. Lucie County dropped by 2% last year. My expectation is that we will make an even more concerted effort in reading to increase the number of students reading on grade level by 5%. This would be an increase of approximately 1,250 more students reading on grade level. This should not be a challenging task as our core business is teaching and learning. My mission and vision this school year is to see our children reading for success. I make no apologies if I sound like a broken record. Moving on to another point, I have a couple of questions for the superintendent, and you don't have to answer them now, Mr. Superintendent, but these were questions that were given to me by our constituents as I was moving around in the community. So their questions were regard to hiring the new board attorney. Where are we in the process? Is the district doing a search for the new attorney? And what is the cost, if any, for the search? And this is my question, who decides how much time there is between the time the applicant is chosen and the time the interview is scheduled? I'm going to need time to do my own personal research as well on the applicants so that I'm making an informed decision as to the most qualified for myself. And just as a FYI, I would like to see the job description or when it's posted. Another point that was brought up to me, or question, was in response to the inquiries that I received regarding the recent article in the Hometown News. Yes, to anybody that have asked me or been asking, I have had the opportunity to read the article and noted that there is a letter that was sent out to our most recent attorney that, and I quote from the article, explains the reason for dissatisfaction with some of the work the firm did for us, the board. Because I was not privy to this letter, I made a request to the superintendent for a copy of this letter so we can use those dissatisfaction as the basis for the board's expectations for the next attorney that the board hires. So if we know what the dissatisfactions were, we can look at those dissatisfactions and not make the same mistake again. To the parents, residents of St. Lucie County, I encourage you to come to the board meetings to see and hear what is going on at the district level and learn how these actions and decisions affect your child's education. Thank you so very much for listening. Thank you so very much for your time, to our community, to our constituents, to everybody here that's present. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Mrs. Richardson. Mr. Ingersoll?
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank the superintendent and the school district and our district staff, teachers, principals for a great year, for their hard work, enduring a lot of change. It's not easy to have change and continue to go forward, and I appreciate all the work that they've done. You know, just seeing the hard work does pay off, and we look forward for results to continue to go forward for the next 10, 15 years, at least while I'm on the board. So I appreciate the commitment. I think the students see our commitment. I think our community sees our commitment to what we're doing and the vision that we have, and we're grateful for that. And we see the efforts through that, through the Education Foundation and how they're able to commit more dollars than they've ever had to our students and to our teachers to try to do better things here. It's Christmas time, so I want to wish everyone a good Christmas. Mrs. Richardson, I don't want to respond, but I think I do need to respond. The superintendent does not have any jurisdiction over the school board attorney, and if you have any questions about that letter that's written, I would probably call the guy that wrote the article. And that's all I really have to say, because I'm probably sure you're not going to find a letter that was written about concerns. So I would probably start with the person that wrote the article. Merry Christmas, all.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. I'm going to close tonight with a line that the children sang a little bit ago. And they said, "Let the children sing for peace." But I submit to you that it's really not up to just the children. It's up to all of us, and you do it day in and day out by being role models for these children. So not only let the children sing for peace, but let us continue to sing for peace as well, so that they hear us and they know that is our goal for them, to live in a world of peace. I hope you have a fabulous holiday. Get some rest. 2024 is just 3 weeks away, which just blows my mind. But enjoy the holidays with your family and your friends, and come back ready to sing for peace for all the children. Ms. Harrison, do we have any? We do not, so we can end our evening on that Sing for Peace, which I pray you all do. Take care, and we are adjourned.